So we are going into my boys' bedroom because look at what I spy, guys. My boys made their bed before school. Granted, Tyler does want friends to come over, and so he was trying to make it look presentable and nice. I mean, this, on the other hand, could use some help, but honestly, it's a little boy's room. What do you expect? They share, you know. So Tyler and Caden looks like they both made their bedroom nice for friends to come over today after school. So guys, I just got out of the shower and I made an amazing discovery, if I may say so myself. So I used some leftover conditioner as kind of the basis for shaving my legs. So I normally just use soap because I'm too cheap to buy like the shave gel, and way back in the day I was invited to one of those scandalous spice up your life parties where they have lotions and perfumes and outfits and other things to spice up your love life. And one of the things that intrigued me that I ended up purchasing, and unfortunately it was itty bitty, it was a tiny small bottle of this shave lotion, and I had never heard of anything like that before at the time. Well, I always think about that, especially in the winter time, because my legs get so dry, and so I miss having that. And unfortunately you can't just go buy the stuff online. It's one of those things that if you know somebody who sells it, or if you get invited to one of those parties, then you can buy it, but otherwise you're kind of screwed, I guess, is the best way to put it. And I'm sure they probably have some at other retailers, and but I haven't been able to find any. But today I thought I would give it a go, and I must say it was fantastic. It was great. I used some leftover conditioner on my legs. It stayed, and when I shaved it off, it was probably about as good as that shave gel, and it was great. It was a nice smooth shave across, and my legs are nice and conditioned. So I don't know if this is like something that people normally do, or if I literally just stumbled upon greatness, guys. So you'll have to tell me if you've ever done it, or have you ever heard of anybody doing it before, and if not, there's an idea for you guys. So all that leftover shampoo and stuff, or the leftover conditioner and stuff that you have hanging out, because I don't know how many of you are successful in finishing your shampoo and conditioner at the same time. I've literally only done that like once in my life. But otherwise you end up with tons of conditioner and nothing to do with it. So if you change your shampoo, you don't want to use it anymore. So it just kind of hangs out and sits in a cupboard, or at least they do in my house. But I just found a new use for my leftover conditioner, and I think I'm going to start doing that. Now yesterday I had that soup thawing on my counter, and then we ended up eating it for dinner. Me and Will ate it for dinner yesterday. Well, yesterday we got busy talking about soup stuff because I gave a little bit of it to Tyler so he could taste it because he was really curious about it. And he was just like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, this soup is so good." And I told him it was just leftover soup. So, you know, what I had done is I found leftovers and I put them together, put some spices, called it a day, and that's what we ended up with. Well, he was like, "Well, I kind of want to see how you go about doing this." And I said, "Well, I do have some leftover hamburger, and I do have some leftover corn in the fridge, and I'm pretty sure I can come up with something to make a soup." And I told him, "I'm sorry, it's not going to make a whole lot, but it'll probably make enough for 2 or 3 people, you know, so I can make up a batch of this," basically. Theoretically is what I was thinking. I could make up a batch, and then when he comes home from school, he can have some if he wants to. So I'm going to show it to you guys real quick. This is the soup slash kind of goulash. It actually turned out a lot thicker than I anticipated. So we're going to have to maybe either thin it out or just kind of eat it like as is, kind of like, I don't know, I guess kind of like a chili without the beans. So basically what I did, like I said, I had leftover hamburger and leftover corn. I opened up a can of diced tomatoes. I put some cilantro in there. There's taco seasoning mix. There's diced onions and garlic. And I might put a little bit of sugar in there actually, because quite a few of those ingredients are kind of tart or bitter. And I also put some diced green chilies in there. Well, when I was putting this all together, I was like, oh my gosh, Ty, this is so similar to something that I've heard people eating called taco soup. And I have never made it myself or anything, but I was just throwing all things together. Well, when I went on my phone and I typed in a recipe for taco soup, I opened it up and saw what was in it. And everything I put in there, except for some of the cilantro and noodles, because I ended up having some extra noodles. Aside from that, and a ranch packet, that's right, that was the other thing that was kind of odd sounding to me, so I didn't want to add it. But aside from that, everything I put in here just on a whim to throw it all together and make a makeshift soup, it was all on the recipe, all the ingredients. So I was totally like, booyah, who's good at this? I just came up with taco soup recipe, and it kind of really is the taco soup recipe. So like I said, I added noodles instead. So there's noodles in there instead of, I don't know what they put in there. I know they put beans. They put beans in a taco soup, and I didn't because I don't have any canned beans. I just had beans that would have to soak for 4 to 8 hours or overnight or whatever. And I didn't have time for that. So unfortunately, like I said earlier, a lot of the liquids kind of gooped out, so it's pretty thick. So either I'll have to thin it out and maybe add some salt and pepper or something for flavoring, or I'll just kind of eat it like a goulash of sorts for lunch, and then when Ty gets home, he can have some. It's kind of neat because you have all these really good taco-y type flavors, but then at the very end, because of the chilies and the taco seasoning mix that's in there, it has kind of a slight kick at the end. And I don't normally like spicy anything, but guys, it's so good. Leftover soup is always good in this house. I tell you, that's the best way for me to get rid of leftovers in the house. So I have this little a bowl here, and it's probably going to go for about 3 people total. I think that's what can eat out of this. So I'm going to have some for lunch, and then Tyler might have some when he comes home from school, maybe. I don't know. But I just wanted to show you my creation and kind of brag that I was able to do that without a recipe. And then when I researched the recipe, like I said, I was like, ha, I got everything that was on there, so I felt amazing. But I still have my bread pieces hanging out on the counter, so I really want to do that today. I want to get those turned into croutons because I don't want them sitting here and getting moldy or anything. I don't want to waste all that bread, so that's going to happen. I talked to the meat processing department today. They talked about what kind of cuts of meat do I want, etc. from the beef. Like I was telling you a couple days ago, or maybe yesterday, my in-laws purchased a cow, and we are given half, and my in-laws are, my brother-in-law has the other half. So they raised a cow, and it has gone for butcher, people. And so they were calling to find out what kind of cuts of meat I want. I do know that I have vegetarians that watch my channel, but I am not a vegetarian, and so I'm pretty excited about getting all that beef. We're looking at about 200 to 300 pounds of meat, and so I'm really stoked about that because that is going to help immensely with my grocery bills. I'm not having to buy hamburger meat, and we're going to get spoiled because I'm getting some steak, and it's going to save us money on buying roasts and all this stuff. So I'm pretty excited to get this. I'm not exactly sure when, but probably in the next couple weeks it should all be processed and packaged, and I'm excited for it, guys. So yeah, I have no idea where I was going with any of my ramblings at all. So I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to get started on doing things. I don't know what these things are, but I'll have to figure them out. So this is the first batch all kind of chopped up. It's real coarse, they're not uniform size necessarily. And there's a good 2-3 different types of bread. There's probably some wheat bread and some white bread in there. Maybe some sourdough, I'm not 100%. It's just literally just our leftover, whoa, I don't know if you guys could even see me. Those are kind of just the leftover whatnots of bread. So like I said, 2 to 3 or more types of bread in there. Not uniform, but they're all cut semi-smallish. I forgot to set the timer, or I forgot to check on my oven. I didn't do anything to my oven. So I'm gonna broil these. And my bottom one will be on for broiling. Booyah! So here we go. This is what I've got. I'm gonna be putting in some vegetable oil. Normally I would use olive oil, but I'm all out. I've got some garlic salt here, and I've got some pepper. So first off, we're going to go ahead and drizzle some of this on top. I haven't measured out how much I'm going to use. I'm just going to play it by ear. I'm going to kind of saturate them a little bit, just like so. Just like so, folks. That's probably sufficient. All right, so in goes my garlic salt. So we're going to sprinkle garlic salt here, just like that. And I'm going to put some cracked black pepper on there. Then I've got me my spoon. And I'm just going to stir it to coat everything so that it's as uniform as I can possibly get it. And I might use my hands, it'll get really messy. And then I'm going to put it here on my cookie sheet, and I'm going to pop it in to broil for 5 minutes or so. And then I'm going to check it, shake them, whatever. And if I have to put them in longer, I will. If not, they'll be done. So I will show you what happens as we get to the next step. Here we go, we've got crouton pieces ready to go in the oven. This is what was left over, folks. I had some really crumbly bread, it looks like. So instead of getting this more wet, because I don't want moisture when I try to put some more in here, I'm just going to use a paper towel and I'm going to scoop all this out into the garbage can. Unfortunately, I don't have a use for that. I know that I probably could take that stuff and I probably could bake that as well and have like panko breadcrumbs, but I'm not that ambitious. So we're not going to do that. But I feel pretty good about repurposing food, more or less, because I'm not wasting as much. So right there, I feel good. So if I have to throw out a smidget, that's not bad considering how much I have salvaged. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, and as soon as my oven is ready, because it's not ready yet, because I forgot to preheat the darn thing, once it's ready, I'm going to pop it in, and I will show you the end result, my friends. Alrighty, guys. These literally just came out of the oven. There's a couple of them that are a little on the darker side, so I'm going to turn my broiler down to a low setting instead. But honestly, they look pretty darn good. And I'm going to take them over here and I'm going to dump them on this aluminum foil so that they can cool for a little bit. And then that's the container I'm actually going to store them in. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of all that. But look at that, guys. They're not half bad. There we go, guys. They are all cooling right there. So I have another batch started, and I believe I'll be able to get at least one more batch out of this bag here. Now, this bread seems overly crumbly. The last time I did this, I had a lot of bread that we made in the bread maker. I think a lot of this is just like literally the cheap white bread that you can buy for like 99 cents a loaf. So the croutons don't look as uniform and they're very crumbly. The finished product, they're really good. I mean, they're not crumbly too bad. They're really good, the end product. I tasted one, they're really good. But the whole making process is a lot more messy than it was the last time I did this. But honestly, guys, I think we're gonna go good. So probably another 10 minutes and I'll have the rest of this all done, which will be kind of a nice little surprise because my family puts that on salads. We put them in soups, and my kids actually just like to snack on those and eat them like they would crackers or something. So they'll probably be pretty happy when they see that in the pantry. Yay! Ta-da! Guys, I call this mountainous croutons. Not really, but there you have it, folks. All my croutons are officially done. They are drying and they are cooling. Ta-da! Project done. Yes. So we are back from doing some grocery shopping, and I forgot what it's like to go grocery shopping by myself with a tiny human. I haven't done that in quite some time because we usually, me and the homie, we go shopping on the weekends, or, you know, when we need to go grab something, typically we both go and go pick it up and come back. This is the first time I've been shopping with just me and Ari in a long time, and I gotta tell you, I'm not used to shopping by myself. And honestly, we really didn't get that much stuff. That's it. We got a couple gallons of milk. I got some toilet paper and asparagus for dinner tonight. Look at this. I gotta show you the asparagus, guys. It's beautiful. The asparagus looks so good. So they had some of them that are really, really skinny and thin, and then they had some fatter ones. So I got 2 bunches and I'm gonna mix them together. Oh, they look amazing. Those are going to be roasted. The meal that I'm doing tonight is kind of like that one skillet deal where you put everything in there that I was talking about, and then we're going to have roasted asparagus. So that's going to be roasted. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's the bread I got. It's a California sourdough with roasted garlic. Guys! And to boot, it is already pre-sliced, so I don't have to do it. So I'm going to slap some butter on this. I'm going to put it in tin foil, and we're going to put it in the oven probably for about 10 or 20 minutes, just on super, super low while the asparagus is roasting. That's going to be amazing. And then I got some eggs, and I got some more shampoo for my tiny human. This is what we got her this time. It's a coconut one. It should smell amazing. It's a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Booyah. But it's coconut, so she should like that. And I got, what else? Oh yeah, I got my tomato sauce for tonight because that's imperative. And then here, I will show you this too. This is the tortellini that I bought to put in it. It's 5 cheese, so it's got ricotta, mozzarella romano, mascarpone, and a fontana cheese. Oh my lord, guys, that's going to be so good. I'm actually really, really excited about dinner tonight. My homie, he may or may not make it in time for dinner. He's got a really busy day today. He left at 5:30 this morning, so he has been gone, and sort of good, sort of bad. He was able to get the parts for a job that he has, well, he had originally scheduled for tomorrow, so he's going to have to go on a road trip tomorrow. But instead, he was able to get the parts, so he's going to be home later today, but that means he doesn't have to go on a road trip tomorrow unless anything else gets scheduled. So he may not be home in time for dinner, but I've got plenty, obviously, for the minions and I. Oh my gosh, what's my kitty doing? It looked like she was eating popcorn. Do you eat popcorn? What are you doing on my counter? Get down. We gotta get down. Yes, you crazy kitty. I've got my, I still haven't transferred these. They should be good now. I'm home from shopping, so they're cool and they're dried and they're good. So I gotta put them away. But I'm excited for making dinner, and Ty should be home probably in about 15 minutes or less. I was kind of naughty. I did not eat lunch. That's really, really bad. But I didn't eat lunch. So I've got to scrounge up a snack of some sorts because it's pretty late for lunch anyways. So I might just make an early dinner, guys. That's probably what I'm going to do. So that's it. We're back home from shopping. I got all my supplies for dinner tonight, and I'm super excited about that. Rose, are you excited about dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you have fun shopping with Mommy?
Yeah.
What did you do to help?
I grabbed one bread and you grabbed the others.
Yeah, that's right. You did grab the bread, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for helping me at the store.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Love you too. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I've got dinner cooking right here. Yes, my friends, it's cooking right now. I'm running a little bit behind because I forgot that Chantel had a basketball game that she had to go play her flute at with the band tonight. And so what I was doing is I was waiting. I had everything else prepped and ready, But I was waiting for that text message or phone call from Shani to go pick her up, and I was going to go pick up the hamburger meat that I forgot to get this afternoon. And so yeah, so now that the time is 6:41, I'm starting dinner. So I've got that going. I have everything prepped and ready. Thank goodness it's not a long one. I am doing something different. I am actually roasting my asparagus, which I have never ever done. This is the mix that's going on top of it, which also is something I have never done. So the only way I have ever really eaten asparagus is when it's steamed. I've had it with a little bit of lemon juice, I've had it with butter, and I've had it with mayonnaise, how we eat it. We steam it. This one is roasting it, which I've never had roasted to begin with, but it's got a, there's honey and garlic and oil and balsamic vinaigrette in there. And it's going to go drizzle over the top of that, and then I'm going to bake it, essentially. So, yeah, that should be interesting. And I've never done it that way, so I have no idea what it tastes like, but it sure sounds like a nice idea. And like I said, this isn't a fast meal, thank goodness, or this is a fast meal, thank goodness, because we're starting so late. I think my homie should be home probably within an hour or two, so it'll be nice to see him because I haven't seen him all day. But I gotta show you guys something. I may or may not have started another Drifter file on my computer today. And by may or may not, I'm pretty sure I did. So I haven't done anything. Totally empty blank lot, haven't had a chance to play. But I created her, and she is super cute. Let me see if I can scroll in any farther. I don't think I can. And I think I have headlight effects off. No, I don't. Her name is Charity Drifter. Isn't she super cute, guys? Look at this cute little face. She's cute. So I'm thinking I just needed to play around and relax a bit because I've been go. And I should be doing other things, but instead I played my Sims. Raise your hand if you've done that before. I know you have. Don't you try lying to me. Guys, this is literally the first time that I have ever cooked tortellini in something like this. I normally just boil it in water, and then when it's cooked, I add sauce or whatever. This recipe says to put it all in here together, and then if there's any excess water, to drain it off. I don't know what I think about that. It seems a little bit wasteful since I flavored the water. But I don't know, guys. We'll have to see. I'm kind of skeptical about this, this whole recipe now.